Hey guys, welcome to the channel. It's Adam with ND72. So today we're going to do a little bit of a science experiment, hence my fancy science coat. Don't mind of how long it is, we won't get into that. But we got two of the cars that I enjoy driving quite a bit, but they're a little bit different and a little bit similar. So we got my SLK 32 AMG to my right and my E55 AMG to my left. So what we're going to be doing today is seeing which cooling system is better and more efficient in kind of a real world experiment with two cars, same day, same time, same everything. So what we're going to be competing against is Chiller Killer, 5-gallon rear tank, own system, no need of maintenance, no need nothing, versus VTEC's top mount, 7-gallon rear tank, adding ice, see what the difference is. So the main part of this video is seeing which ones are cool better. Now, we do know 100% as a daily driven, these temps are going to be lower. We get that. But what we want to see is when you're actually romping on these cars and trying to go fast. So we got 7-8 bags of ice and a pretty okay day here in Mexico. The temperatures are roughly 85, 87. So we're going to be packing this bad girl up with ice, go see how long it takes to get cold, how long it stays cold, go do a pool, and then see how long this one takes to get coldest, go to a pool, and see which one's really better. Now, let's kind of go over the builds. All right, guys, now we got my 2003 E55 over here. Let's go over our mods. Let's start with some cooling mods first. So to start off, we got the part that pops you out in the face, the VTEC top mount intercooler system. Briefly, this kit is basically two intercoolers that stay, and as you can see, very cold, that are modified and welded to your factory storage tanks. The bottom intercooler is now gutted and ported, so it's just like a chamber to go through. Works very well, very efficient. Temps don't climb that much. We also, for cooling, we got a secondary cooler, primary cooler right there. And then in the back, we got a 7-gallon water box, ice tank, whatever you really want to call it. Now, what are we doing for power on this bad girl? We start off with a very mild boost build. 77mm fixed supercharger pulley, 168 modular crank pulley, and then we get a 92mm VRP throttle body setup with a nice little Hellcat throttle body, my little mushroom filter, and then basically Chinese long tube headers. That's it really for power. The exhaust is basically factory, nothing really too crazy, and a lot of like little supporting mods like secondary air block off, belt wrap kit, but a very simple, modest build, bolt on, everyone does it, and the whole car is tuned by VTEC. So if you like getting a tuned car, go to VTEC. That's what I do with all my cars. Now let's move on to my other bad girl. All right, now we're on my SLK 32 AMG. So this is a 3.2 liter V6. Like my other one is basically a 5.4 liter V8. Same thing, 2 cylinders cut off. But now let's go over what this has done because it's definitely different. This has Needswings surge tanks, okay? These ones have the tanks over here cut off for more flow. It's got 2 crossovers, which does matter. It's got the Needswings 82mm throttle body. Don't mind that. That method has never worked. It's got basically Needswings intake setup. It's got Needswings belt wrap kit. It's got Needswings 178 crank pulley down there. You see that bad girl? It's not modular like my other one is, so it just is what it is. And then our VTEC clutch delete pulley. If you notice, this pulley looks completely different. It's VTEC's clutch delete style. That's basically what we got for power, and then long tube headers. So we're not running like a crazy stack. We have a stack pulley, but not a crazy setup. And we don't have a huge throttle body, but not really bad. And also, as you hear, most of my parts are from Needswings because Rob for Needswings makes great products. If you like anything you see here, hit up Needswings.com, and if you want to save some money, use coupon code ND_72 to save on multiple products like surge tanks, intakes, and so on. And I don't know about you, but I like to save money. Who really doesn't? Unless you're a billionaire, and if you are, well, you are. Okay, now for cooling mods, they're not super high tech, but they're pretty effing good. So what we got is a 5-gallon trunk tank that is in the back that was custom made and fits right under my carpet. And then the big pride and joy of this car is its forced induction interchiller system, stage 1. Remember, stage 1 unit that sits down here, you barely can even see it. So what we're gonna be testing today is seeing how efficient that really is. And I'll tell you this, it is getting a little bit hotter out here today, but we should be able to do it. We're gonna do this all in basically drag mode and see what numbers we could actually get. Alright guys, so we're going to start this off with my SLK32. So Scientist Adam is going to start getting ready. So let's look at my trunk tank. So right over here you can see it's basically hidden. You don't see it, but then watch. Magic. That's not magic, that is science right there. So we got my trunk tank off. So normally you would never have to like service this system, but we're going to use it so I can check temps of water once everything gets up. I'm not really going to check it now because it legitly is probably 80 degrees because we've been sitting here. So we're going to fire up the car and see how long it takes for it to drop temps down, just like if we were at a drag strip. I'm going to do exactly the same thing I would do if I was at a drag strip and see what really happens. All right, let's start doing this test with Scientist Adam. All right, we're going to make it really effing straightforward, simple. I got a teeny little controller, it's a logger. We're going to put it up here and see how long in drag mode this car will take to get the lowest it could, the coldest it could. That way we kind of know when I'm going to a drag strip. If it takes 10 minutes to chill down, I know it takes 10 minutes. Hopefully it doesn't take effing 20 minutes. But we're hoping 10 minutes is like my personal sweet spot. So let's start knocking this bad girl out. Keep recording. All right, so right now it's roughly 87 degrees out here in sunny Mexico. So let's start this test. It's been about 30 seconds. So let's get the program runner all set up. We'll set a timer in a second. So we got data stream, view graph. Come on, come on. Try to do two things at once, guys. Scientist Adam, you need data. Let's go over here. Oop, I don't even know what that was. Stop. There you go, start. So now we got my timer started. We'll put that up here. Air intake temp back. All right, so we're gonna let that sit for roughly 10 minutes. Also, what I'm gonna do, just like I would at a drag strip, I'm still gonna bring 1 or 2 bags of ice for one reason. I just wanna see. Throw some ice up on the supercharger just to see if it really helps. I don't know if it will, but we're gonna start looking at data and checking everything out. All right, so we've been letting it sit for roughly 1 minute and 27 seconds. The temperature is 50 degrees. Come on in, guys. So you can see we're at 52, 53, and we're slowly dropping. We're at 50 now. Now, I will say this. We drove we put the car on a plane, brought it here in Mexico, which was roughly a 30, 40-minute drive, and then let the car sit for 30 minutes, and the water was still pretty cold. So that's still simulating a drag strip situation, and we're gonna see how actually cold it's gonna get with the 1 bag of ice and over there. But let's go take a science measurement with my science tool. Let's go to the trunk. So we're in my tank. So this water is 56 degrees. Now, how my system works, it goes from the chiller to the supercharger, then comes all the way back here. So if this water is 56 degrees and my air intake temps are 50, that water coming out of the chiller has to be roughly, I would say, 40 degrees. That's my rough estimate, but I am gonna get some sensors to see out of the chiller. But right now we're just having fun and seeing what happens. But let's take a little bit more time and then see what our temps are. All right, we've been going an extra like 30 seconds and we're down to 48. So I had to take the bag of ice off the front of the car. That is a little bit problematic because as you see, the sun in Mexico is beaming down on it. So it literally was melting that bag of ice way too quick. Now no bag of ice, we're just gonna do it straight up normal. And let's let it sit for a little bit longer. I would take another measurement, but let's let it drop to like 45, see if we get to there. All right, so we're going for right about 10 minutes and it's at 46. I think you can see that, right? Yeah, you're roughly at 46 and you can see it stayed there for a while, so I don't know when it hit it, but it is still 80, what is it? I don't know, yeah, it's 85 now, so we dropped a little 2 degrees outside. 85, 87, yeah, at 64 or 46, not bad. All right, so let's go over some science data. First of all, we got 3 little bird friends over here watching us. So it's nothing but science when you have animals and cars on your channel. Now I'm multi-functional? I don't really know, something like that. But over the data right now, we have it sat for 10 minutes. We hit 46 degrees. We had to take the ice off because it literally was melting in the sun. I was on there and dripping water. That is not bad. With ambient temperatures at roughly 85, 87, right there, let's do some simple math. intake temperature. Remember, the water coming out has to be a lot colder. So let's go check the water going to the tank. Handed in a science tool. Yeah, 51. So we're roughly 51 in the tank and 46 air intake temperatures. So let's close the car all up and go for a nice test pull in Mexico. Okay, so this is a little bit like going to the track. We did have to drive a little bit to kind of like get to where we are in Mexico, so the temps did go up a little bit. What are the temps right now, buddy?
We're at 50.
We're at 50? Okay, all right, so we're gonna do a pull here in Mexico and see what they climb at. We're gonna do a nice little 20 pull to like 100 just to get some test data and see what it actually goes. So I got my fancy new TCU. I'll be talking about this later where I have 5 different modes. We're gonna pick agility mode and go into first gear. Ooh, paddle shifter. If you haven't seen my paddle shifter video, go check it out. It's pretty fun. So we're in first gear, ESP off. What do we have for temps?
Climbed up to 100, it seemed like. Now it's dropping down fast to 90.
Okay, so it shot up to what it shoot up to. What's that number right there, buddy?
123.
So it shot up to 123, and then literally you could, I'm trying to drive, but you can see it shoot up and it's coming right down. What's that number right there, buddy?
59.
Oh, so it's dropping.
57, it's dropping, yeah.
All right, and we just did a 20 to 100 pull after driving 2 miles, and it's 89 degrees outside right now. That's pretty good air intake temps for how much boost we're running. So we're actually gonna make a U-turn and do one more fun pull, kind of like heat soak the crap out of this, and then head back to our little spot in Mexico. But we got in my nice little agility mode. I always gotta remember when I'm in certain modes, I gotta shift. So that was agility mode for the transmission, and it went pretty nice. So we're gonna do one more. And this time we're gonna try to let you see the dashes. 30-point turn. It's so hot in here with no AC, I will say that, but we're doing it for science. I'm not Bill Nye the Science Guy, but I am Michael tries to do math okay guy. All right, so what do we have temps now?
We are at 53.
All right, so we drop right back down to 53. All right, we're gonna keep it in our agility mode. Let's first gear, ESP off. Let's try to do like a little gauge look. What do we have temps now?
Yeah, 131 max, and it started to drop down to 78, 77.
Okay,
that's dropping.
So literally doing a back-to-back pull, we shot up another 10 degrees. And like when I say we just U-turned that whole time. So now we're just gonna coast back to our part in Mexico. We're gonna turn my AC on now, so it's a little bit colder in our cabin, and go to the E55. All right, so we just got back in our nice little spot in Mexico. So holy crap, do you see all this white powder? That's all from that water and the dust that got on this car. That's pretty effing bad. But let's look all over here. Look how you can actually see the condensation. And on the way back, we ran with the AC. So these are pretty cold. Now let's check my supercharger. That's probably gonna be pretty hot. Supercharger is, with our science tool, 170 on this snout right here. Not really the best, but it does pretty well. Now let's test out my E55 with a crap load of ice and see what that does. Okay, so we're starting off at 89 air intake temperatures because literally it's just pulling ambient air. The car is not running. It's not doing anything. But let's start packing this bad girl with ice. So, scientist Adam has a special science tool, and our water are 86 degrees. So yeah, our water is basically ambient water. It's nothing crazy. This is the water you start off with no drag racing. So we can't just dump all this ice in there, so now we have to do a little bit of procedure. We gotta dump the ice. Well, we gotta dump the water. So now we're gonna be dumping all the water here, which a lot of people get annoyed, but look at that flow down there. Nice. So, we got the pumps going. Now, one thing that I do not like, so this car and that car have the exact same pumps. We both have Rural pumps on the tank, so a Rural 2000 and a CM30 in the front for a push and a puller setup. But because how long this car is, and because I'm going through a stupid amount of coolers, the flow is not the best, but it does shoot up all the way to like here, which isn't bad. So now we're gonna let this tank dump out, get all, well, 90% of the water out, and start shoving effing ice in there and go do a fun pool. So one other thing to note, we are timing how long this takes to actually dump it all out. That way we kind of know, because when you do go to the track, you still need to do this procedure, but you could dump this water out on your way back to the staging lanes, like in the grass. Because maybe one time some guy with a BMW got all butthurt because I put water out on the ground and he got water in his tires. But hopefully he had a nice, enjoyable time going home to his parents' house and hanging out with his girlfriend. So we'll see how long this whole procedure takes and compare. All right, so now we're gonna start adding ice in. Now this wasn't a full bag. I'm using the melted bags first before I go to the full ones, because I don't have a big enough cooler. This might take a little bit. Okay, so a little bonus of science footage. We got our fuzzy little friend over here. He's been in and out of the trunks left and right. Where's he going now? And now he went there. Okay, so back to it. With our little science friend, we are at, granted I was messing around a little bit, we're at 7 minutes. And we're pretty good. We're gonna keep packing this with as much ice as we could, but I'm gonna take a temperature reading. You can already tell it's gonna be freezing. 35 degrees with ice. Okay, so we hit the 10-minute mark, well, 11:50 seconds. We got the tank all filled up with ice. We got it running right now, so we're gonna hop in the car and start doing some testing. I would show you the temperature of the ice again, but once again, it's ice. It's gonna be 30s. So, let's get this bad girl all ready. I should have just pushed my button, but I didn't. So we're gonna shut the hood and get everything all good. Okay, so we just fired the car up. It started off at 50-degree air intake temp. It is dropping because of the ice, so we're at 48 now. And we're gonna let just the car warm up because I'm not gonna go floor my effing car before it gets a little warmed up. This is exactly what I would do at the drag strip, so we're doing the exact same scenario. Now in a perfect effing world, my car would have been like, if I hot lapped, it would already be warmed up and you would have ice, but we're just gonna do it this way and we should be fine. All right, so we're doing the same exact route getting there, but temps are climbing up on this car with the ice because granted it's melting. We had to drive about 2 miles, so we're going up to, like, as you can see, it's just slowly steadying up. So we'll do the pool, but we do have a little hidden thing that we're gonna try while we do our second run around. But let's go and do this 20 pool. Boop. Whoa. Gotta get in the right mode. Summertime. All right. My bad, guys. There we go. That was the same thing. What do we got for temps? What are our max and everything?
Max was 91, and it's not really dropping yet.
Oh, our max was 91?
Yes.
That is a huge difference. Okay, now we're going to do some live footage and stuff, and we're going to try to add ice on the effing fly right now. So. We're here in Mexico. Okay. Follow me, cameraman. Cameraman, get the ice. All right. Oh, look, we really didn't melt that much, but we only have a little bit left, so we're gonna knock it out. We got water dumping out, and we're adding it. Might take a little bit to empty this water out. Just passionately wait, guys.
The rallies.
You know, if the cops come, guys, remember, we're doing this for science. The federales come, we got 38 pesos, and my cameraman to trade them. We don't condole human trafficking at all. I feel like I have to say that right now. But I'll do it. Drink up, little baby, drink. Science tools. 42. Surprisingly, 37. All right. I think that's all we're really gonna get.
Push.
Go, little girl. Okay.
Oh, it took 2 minutes. Not bad.
Now for second pool. I'm going. I'm going. All right.
Love bugs, nice.
All right, so we have shoved more ice. It did drop down to 57, and we're gonna go to our second little pool here. So this one, not exactly back to back like the other one, but we're pretty effing close. Okay, SP off. Same thing. All right, you girls ready? And guys, and anyone else, whatever you assume you are. All right, let's go.
Let's see. Max of 93.
Perfect. What it was, all right.
And it's dropped, it's staying up there.
It is staying, it's not
95 actually.
Okay, so it's dropping. All right, so it's dropping, but not too aggressively. So we're gonna drive this to 2 miles back to Mexico and go over all the data, because we got some pretty good effing data. Okay, so as you see, it's slowly dropping from the other max, but my temps with the ice are still 68. It didn't drop as much as it did with the SLK, but let's go see if I have ice left. We still have some ice, but not nearly as much. So let's review this data. Oh, before that, let's go check temps on the supercharger. 129. So not bad. So let's shut this car down and go over the data. Let's go over some data. Hence my hands are my coat, because I'm pretty sure that's how scientists do it. So we got the two cars. One a V8 supercharger, one a V6 supercharger. More or less same cooling mods, more or less same level of boost, one at 20 PSI, one at like 18 and change PSI. So, SLK 32 with the force induction interchiller system starts air intake temps at in like 50, 51 after driving 2 miles. Okay, and then you do the pool and it shoots up to 120, but when we did the back-to-back, that one we're not going to count, so it shoots up to 120. Now, that is in a, we're just going to say a 90-degree day. So that is 30 degrees above ambient. This car will do, okay? That's not bad. Now you go to the E55. The E55, you have to add ice, you have to pay money, you have to do a whole procedure. This costs, I want to say $20 an ice. SLK 32 costs nothing. It's literally, I can just drive there, it's self-sustained. This one, you actually got to turn valves and do some work. SLK, you don't. But where this one beats that one, for this one point is, we did the pool, and the temps went, and the temps go to 95. That is ambient temperature. That's 5 degrees over. So this car running a more aggressive pulley system, a V8, is not peaking what that one does. Now, let's go over the differences in that. This one has the factory intercooler. The SLK 32 has factory intercooler. This has twin VTEC top mounts. So, right there you show top mounts beat out factory of peak. Because this one, the temps don't shoot up that high. But with a 7-gallon ice tank and a buttload of ice packed in there, it could not achieve the, how do I say this? The low temperatures and the recovery time and the, how do I say this? The consistency of you having to drive. So for a force induction interchiller system, you could literally be in the staging lane, sit there, and there could be 20 cars ahead of you. You don't got to worry about your temps at all. With this car, you legitimately have to worry about melting ice. And the recovery time, not nearly as good with ice. So, they both win in different little ways. This one, lower air intake temp max. This one, self-contained and starting temps lowered. So, in a perfect world, I will most likely, soon one day, put a force induction chiller system stage 2 on this bad girl, and then it will dominate that. So, saying that, if you like any of the Needswings products, I got my SLK 32. They also sell M11 3K and M11 2K stuff. Go on their website, hit up Rob, use coupon code ND_72 to save you some cash. And now, if you want to save some cash on a force induction Interchiller system. Use my coupon code. Save yourself a nice, a medium amount of money off it. I think I get roughly a percentage off of it for you guys. Same thing, ND_72. And I'm just doing stage 1 on the SLK. If I ever upgrade to stage 2, there'll be a big difference. Or if I upgrade to top mounts on that. So I hope you guys like this channel. Remember, forced induction interchiller system makes systems for every car out there. So if you have a liquid intercooling system, basically water that shoots there, like if you have a Hellcat, LSA, Trackhawk, Demon, geez, E55, CLS 55, E63, the list effing goes on with tons of companies. Go on their website, they have some bolt-on kits and some universal kits, and let me put it this way, they're very easy to install. So, go hit them up, use my coupon code, tell people about it, share this video, throw a comment out, throw a like down, and if you are a small Mercedes business that wants to send me some free parts, I'll take them and make a video on it. But I hope you guys like this video, hope you guys learned a little something from it. Scientist Adam, and I'll catch you guys later. Come on, you gotta fight for your toys. Toy gone.